A journey beyond doubt. Have you ever felt doubt wrap around you? Like a heavy blanket, it makes your heart pound. Your hands shake, and your dreams feel like stars too far to reach. Doubt can stop you before you even start. Let me share the story of Leela, a young woman from a quiet village who set out to find the secret to breaking free from doubt. In a hidden valley, she met a gentle teacher who changed her life with lessons that touched her soul. Leela lived in a small village surrounded by green hills and whispering winds. She was kind and bright, with eyes that dreamed of painting beautiful pictures to share with the world, but doubt lived inside her. Heavy and cold every time she picked up her paintbrush. Her mind whispered, what if it's not good? What if people laugh? What if you're not enough? Her hand would freeze and she'd put the brush down, her heart sinking day after day. She watched others chase their dreams, singing, building, writing, while her own stayed locked away. She felt stuck like a bird too scared to fly. One chilly morning, Leela sat by her window staring at the hills. She'd spent another sleepless night, wishing she'd painted something, anything. Her heart ached with regret. I can't keep living like this, she whispered to herself. She remembered stories of an old woman who lived in a faraway valley, a teacher who knew how to quiet the loudest doubts. Leela made a decision. She tied a soft scarf around her shoulders, packed a small bag with bread and water, and hugged her little brother tightly. I'll be back soon, she promised, her voice trembling but sure. Then she stepped onto the path toward the valley. The journey wasn't easy. The path wound through tall grasses and twisted trees. The wind carried strange sounds, rustling leaves, distant bird calls that made Leela's heart race. Doubt crept in louder with every step. What if she got lost? What if the old woman wasn't real? What if this was all a mistake? Her legs felt heavy, but she pressed on, clutching her bag. I have to try, she told herself, her voice barely a whisper. I can't stay afraid forever. After hours of walking, the path opened into a wide clearing. A small stone house stood in the center, surrounded by wildflowers that danced in the breeze. Beside the house sat an old woman, her hair white as snow, her hands resting calmly in her lap. Her face was lined with tears, but her eyes sparkled with kindness, like stars in a clear night sky. Leela stepped forward, her scarf slipping slightly. Teacher, she said, her voice soft and shaky, I'm Leela. Doubt stops me from painting, from trying, from living. It makes me feel small. Please tell me how to make it go away. The old woman smiled, her eyes warm like a cozy fire. Come, child, sit with me, she said, patting the ground beside her. Doubt doesn't go away with wishing. It's a shadow you walk through step by step. Today you won't just hear my words. You'll feel them. The sun began to sink, painting the valley gold and purple. The air grew cooler and the sounds of the night, crickets chirping, leaves rustling, made Leela's heart flutter with nerves. But she sat down, ready to listen, ready to learn. The teacher stood and pointed to a narrow path leading deeper into the valley. Your first lesson waits there, she said. They walked together until they reached a sparkling stream, its water rushing over smooth rocks. A pile of flat stones was stacked across it, forming a wobbly path to the other side. The stones looked slippery, and the water below seemed cold and deep. Cross it, the teacher said, her voice gentle but firm. Leela's stomach twisted. What if I fall? She asked, her voice small. What if the stones break? Doubt screamed in her mind, showing her pictures of slipping, of sinking into the icy water. The teacher's eyes softened. Doubt tells you stories of what might go wrong, but stories aren't truth. Take one step, Leela. See what's real. Leela's knees shook as she placed her foot on the first stone. It felt solid under her shoe. She took a deep breath and stepped again. Then again the water roared below, but the stones held her weight. Her heart pounded, but with each step, the fear grew quieter. When she reached the other side, she let out a shaky laugh, her cheeks warm with relief. She looked back at the stream, sparkling in the fading light. It didn't seem so scary anymore. The teacher nodded. Doubt made it feel impossible. But your steps showed you the truth. You're stronger than you think. They returned to the clearing, and the teacher placed a small wooden box on the ground. It was old, carved with simple patterns, and something inside made a soft rustling sound. Open it, the teacher said. Leela's fingers froze. What's inside? She whispered, her mind spun with worries. A spider, a snake, something sharp. Doubt painted dark pictures, making her hands tremble. The teacher's voice was calm. Doubt loves to imagine the worst, but you won't know until you look. Trust yourself, Leela. She took a slow breath, her heart racing, and reached for the box. Her fingers brushed the rough wood. As she lifted the lid, inside was a tiny golden flower, its petals soft and glowing in the dim light. Leela laughed, a mix of surprise and relief. "It's just a flower," she said, holding it gently. The teacher smiled. "Doubt made you suffer before you even opened it. That's what it does. It tricks you into fearing what hasn't happened. The truth is often kinder than the story." The night grew darker, and the teacher led Leela to a grassy
edge of the
hill.
valley.
The wind carried a low, eerie howl, and Leela's heart skipped in the shadows. She saw a shape, a coyote, its eyes glinting like coins in the moonlight. Her breath caught, and she grabbed the teacher's arm. "We should hide," she whispered, her voice tight with panic. But the teacher stood still, her face calm. "No, Leela. Running feeds doubt. Stand tall. Show it you're not afraid." Leela's whole body shook. The coyote's eyes locked on hers, and doubt screamed, "Run! Hide, you'll get hurt." But she remembered the stone steady under her feet. She remembered the flower harmless in her hand. Slowly she straightened her shoulders, lifted her chin, and looked back at the coyote. Her heart pounded, but she didn't move. The coyote tilted its head, let out a soft huff, and then turned, melting into the darkness. Leela's legs wobbled, but her chest swelled with a new feeling, pride. "I did it," she said, tears stinging her eyes. "I didn't run." The teacher placed a warm hand on Leela's shoulder. "You've seen the truth now, child. Doubt isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. It shows you where your courage hides. Every time you face it, you grow stronger. Don't fight doubt, walk through it. And you'll find your heart waiting on the other side." They sat together under the stars, the valley quiet around them. The teacher shared a small loaf of bread from her own bag, and Leela ate slowly, her mind turning over everything she'd learned. The stones taught her to trust her steps. The flowers showed her to question her fears. The coyote proved she could stand tall. As dawn broke, painting the sky with soft pinks and golds, Leela hugged the teacher tightly. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice steady now. Leela walked back to her village, the path feeling lighter under her feet. Doubt still followed her, whispering now and then, but it no longer held her back. She knew its secret. Doubt was a door, not a wall. When she reached home, she picked up her paintbrush. Her hand still shook a little, but this time she let the colors flow. A small canvas bloomed with bright flowers, like the one in the box. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers, and that was enough. So, my friend, what doubt is whispering to you today? Is it telling you your dreams are too big, your steps too small? Leela's journey reminds us that doubt isn't the end. It's the beginning. Take one step, open one box, face one shadow. Each time you do, you'll find a piece of your courage waiting. Share this story with someone who needs a spark of hope. And let's keep walking through our doubts together, toward the lives we're meant to live.